Mark had always liked driving at night. There was something about the emptiness of the road, the way headlights carved tunnels through the dark, and the silence that wrapped around him like a blanket. But that night, leaving Las Vegas and heading back to Phoenix, he felt a different kind of silence. Not comforting. Not peaceful. It was heavy, pressing, and alive in a way that made his skin prickle. The desert stretched on both sides of the two-lane highway, endless miles of sand and scrub under a moon that looked too pale, too watchful. The clock on his dashboard glowed just past midnight. He had stopped at a gas station on the edge of Nevada, filled the tank, grabbed a lukewarm coffee, and told himself it was a straight shot home. 300 miles of desert wasn't new to him. He had done it before. But tonight, the road felt different. The radio gave nothing but static, so he turned it off and let the hum of the engine keep him company. His phone sat useless in the passenger seat. No signal bars since he left the city glow behind. The longer he drove, the more he realized how completely alone he was. After an hour, the fuel gauge dipped below 3/4. He glanced at it, then at the endless darkness ahead. Not a single set of headlights had passed him, not in either direction. The highway looked abandoned, like he had driven off the edge of the world. He told himself it was fine. Just empty desert. But his fingers tightened on the wheel anyway. Then he saw it, something white flickering in the distance, reflecting in his headlights. At first, it looked like trash blowing across the road. As he got closer, the shape sharpened into a man standing in the middle of the lane, waving his arms. Mark's heart lurched. He tapped the brakes, slowing down as the figure became clearer. A man, maybe mid-30s, wearing a white t-shirt that glowed ghostly in the beam. His car sat on the shoulder, a beat-up sedan with its hood open. No hazard lights. No glow from inside. Just darkness. Mark rolled down his window a crack as he pulled up, though every nerve in his body told him not to. The man stepped closer, voice frantic. "Thank God! Please, you gotta help me. My wife's hurt. She needs a hospital. We broke down. Please." The desert was silent except for the man's ragged voice. Mark glanced at the car. The hood was up, but steam wasn't spilling. The windows were too dark to see inside. Something about it felt wrong. He kept his foot hovering over the gas pedal. "What happened?" Mark asked, his voice tight. "She's in the car," she collapsed. I think it's her heart," the man said, pointing toward the passenger seat. "I don't have a phone. Please just give us a ride to the next town. Please." His eyes darted past Mark's car, scanning the empty desert behind him, like he was expecting something. Mark's gut twisted. He wanted to believe him, wanted to think maybe this was real. But the details weren't adding up. The car looked fine, no flat tires, no smoke. And the man's voice, too rehearsed, almost theatrical. He leaned slightly toward the window, and Mark noticed his hands weren't trembling. They were steady, curled into fists at his sides. "I don't think I can," Mark said slowly, shaking his head. "I'm sorry. I'll get help at the next gas station. Someone'll come back." The man's expression flickered, desperation melting into something darker. His shoulders straightened, his voice dropped. "You're making a mistake," he hissed, the words almost too quiet to hear over the hum of Mark's engine. Every muscle in Mark's body went cold. He hit the gas, windows still cracked, and his car lurched forward. The man shouted something, but it was swallowed by the desert night as Mark sped down the highway, tires crunching against gravel before catching the smooth asphalt again. He gripped the wheel so tightly his knuckles ached. For a minute, the road was empty again. Just his headlights slicing through the dark, the sound of the engine rising. His chest heaved with every breath, adrenaline flooding his veins. He told himself it was fine now. He had left the man behind. Just a strange encounter, that's all. Then he glanced in the rearview mirror. The sedan that had been dark and lifeless was alive now, headlights blazing. They flared to life like eyes opening, and the car roared onto the highway. The beams grew brighter, closer. Mark's stomach dropped. It hadn't been a breakdown at all. The sedan swerved, jerking onto the road behind him, closing the distance fast. Mark's heart slammed against his ribs as he floored the gas pedal. The speedometer climbed, 70, 80, 90, but the car behind him matched every move. Its headlights glared into his mirror, blinding him, filling the inside of his car with harsh white light. Mark muttered to himself, "No, no, no." As he gripped the wheel tighter, knuckles pale. The desert stretched endlessly ahead, no turnoffs, no lights, no towns. Just him and the predator behind him. The realization hit with crushing weight. This wasn't random. They had been waiting for someone exactly like him. Alone, vulnerable, miles from help. The sedan's engine roared as it pulled closer, tailgating him so tightly Mark thought he'd feel the bumper against his trunk any second. His pulse pounded at his ears, drowning out every sound. Sweat slicked his palms, and he tried to think, tried to remember the map in his head. The next town was still 30 miles away. 30 miles of pitch-black desert. The car behind him swerved once, twice, like it was testing him, looking for a way to force him off the road. He could almost see the silhouette of the driver, and God, there was another figure in the passenger seat, leaning forward, watching. Mark pressed harder on the gas, but the road ahead curved sharply to the right. His tires squealed, the car shuddering as it barely clung to the asphalt. He fought to keep control, heart hammering, praying he wouldn't skid off into the sand. Behind him, the sedan took the curve easily, hugging the turn like it had done this chase before. They weren't amateurs. They knew exactly what they were doing. Mark's breath came in ragged gasps. Every instinct screamed to keep driving, keep moving, don't stop. But deep down, he knew this was only the beginning. And as the desert swallowed the highway ahead, the headlights burned closer in his mirror.